Welcome to Dare to Be Us. Hi, I'm Ruth, founder of The Corner Peach, and the host of Dare to Be Us. In this episode, we explore the moments we stop pretending and finally become who we were always meant to be. This is a story about intuition, fear, ancestral knowledge, and the power you unlock when you stop running from yourself. Let's say hi to Annie. I'm so grateful that you're here. You have no idea how grateful I'm here.
You're so welcome.
So let's before that we talk about your abilities, because like I said here, you are a person that started listening to death when you were a small kid, when I don't know if you realize what it was or not, but I want to ask you, how do you define spiritual today, or spirituality?
Wow. So, thank you for having me, by the way. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Spirituality. So for me, it's some people it's about going to church. For me, it's like believing in more. There's a creator. Everything in this world is a living being. Spirituality is just believing in more and believing in yourself.
Yeah.
And being kind. Being kind to others is huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
When people hear medium, or like seeing spirits, or they just jump right to stereotypes. So what do you think is the biggest misconception about that?
That everyone's a fraud. I think that's the biggest one. They think everyone's a fraud, and it's like, why are you paying money for that? And you wouldn't believe the comments that are made sometimes when we make a post, and it's like, I'll pay you $10 to tell you where you're going next week. You know what I mean? Like some of that, and it's like it's more. It's so much more than.
So much more.
It's not always about the money. It's about helping others heal through grief. Really.
Yes. Not just to grieve, like to actually just get into yourself, like we were talking, right? It's just people that feel that it's not really awakened. They can really actually grasp this beauty of spirituality and actually going to yourself and knowing yourself. So I think that people need to actually start to open up a little bit and just not going with those stereotypes, because what I've known, the things that I have learned with, for example, I like Dolores Cannon. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Dolores Cannon.
Yes, Dolores Cannon. So that she says, we are all the same. We all have the same abilities. It's just people, they just don't want to.
Absolutely. And that's what I learned through Shawn. It's like everybody's connected to spirit. It's just whether you choose to work with it or not. It's up to you. You can still be connected to spirit and just do it for yourself.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what it's important, right? So what is the earliest memory of seeing or hearing spirits?
So I got to tell you, I probably, as far back as probably 3 or 4 years old, I remember hearing people call my name all night long. I literally put my blankets over my head because I was scared to go to bed. Yes, I was only young, like 3, 4, 5, and terrified because I would hear voices all the time, or high-pitched noises that nobody else heard except me. So it's been since a young age, and I'm the youngest of 5, so it's like I'm the only one that has ever had that stuff happen.
Yeah. So what was for you? Did you have that experience with your family? Would they believe you? What was it for you?
So I didn't come out doing anything with spiritual stuff until after my mom died. Okay. And then stuff would happen at my dad's, and they all would make fun of me, voodoo, and it's like, no, it's more. Like it's just more, and they would make fun. And
that's when you were a kid, or what?
Oh, sorry, am I confused? I'm probably mixing myself up a little bit.
No.
Sorry. Going back to being young, I didn't know what it was.
You didn't know what it was.
No.
So you never talked to your mom.
She told me to go to bed one night, and I'm like, I can't. There's too many people talking to me. She's like, tell them to stop. And then she made me go to bed, and I told them to stop, and they did.
They did
for the longest time.
Wow. So did your mom at some point, she kind of like knew, or did you ever ask her, why did she tell you that?
No, because by the time I realized what it was, my mom had already passed. And it's funny because all growing up, whether I was home by myself for a short period, like when I was 10, 11, I would think I had superpowers. It's like, oh my God, I can move stuff with my eyes. Like for some reason, I just thought I could do more, but I didn't know what it was. And I couldn't move anything with my eyes.
But we can though. Like,
absolutely can.
The things that we do
absolutely
can.
It's connecting energy.
Haven't because we are made for this. And
absolutely.
We are in our DNAs. It's there.
Absolutely.
Right? And we haven't unleashed that.
No.
I guess.
We're not open to that part yet.
Yes, and it's really it's sad that we're not, because, well, I mean I'm gonna take a little bit of politics there, but it's like just politics and religion. But it's like, if people would actually do all of that, there would not be need of any kind of economy, government,
absolutely,
no religion,
absolutely.
Because you would be able to go within you and see God, and it's right there.
Absolutely. And everyone, they talk about religion here, and it's like there's so many different religions, but when you cross over, from what I can see from doing readings, we're all one. There is no different religions. We're all light beings.
Yes, we're all, yes, exactly. So you didn't feel scared or curious? Or, sorry, I have to go back to the Excels. I'm just thinking. So I want to know, because you're mentioning here that it was like a superpower or things like that, but was there any moment where you scared about?
I was terrified. I was terrified of hearing voices. I was like, I didn't know what they wanted, and they were always calling my name, and it's like, and I never felt alone, or I never felt by myself. I always felt like there was something there, so I'd be terrified, literally terrified.
But they wouldn't say anything else. You
wouldn't ask. Just my name. No, and then I would have crazy dreams as I progressed through age. It's like many crazy stuff would happen, like dreams that would come true, like all kinds of different stuff.
Wow. So it was more like a premonition kind of thing.
Yeah, many. But I still, it's like once I shut that door and said, didn't want to hear from them for whatever I thought I was saying, I had nothing for a long time. But as I get older, stuff still happened through the years.
Yes.
It's like knowing there was people with me, knowing something more sometimes. Yeah.
Wow. I just wonder, because I remember, I mean, I don't know, I've never heard them, but I remember when I was a little girl at my grandparents' house, because I was raised by my grandparents. And I remember going upstairs and going downstairs, and someone was there. Someone was following me, and I was so terrified. And my mom would say, no, nothing happened. There's nothing there. Yes, they were.
You just knew. Absolutely.
There was something there. And I was not the only one that felt that. Because in my grandparents' house, all kinds of energies you were able to feel.
And that's a stereotype. Oh, you're it's all in your head, right?
Yes, exactly. It's just not it's just all in your imagination. There's nothing. And I guess that, did your family believed you, or it was just something that it was?
I don't know if she believed me, because we never really talked about it after that.
But so when you were a kid, your I don't know, your siblings, would they say something to you, or
no? Because I never really talked about it. I remember different times when I'd have that loud noise in my ear, and I'm like, what is that noise? Do you guys hear that? And they're like, no, nothing. So I was just like, okay, maybe it's just me.
So you felt different?
Yes, all of my life. I never fit in. Never.
So when you started feeling like, okay, so wait, there's something about me that is different. So when was that point where you realized that there was something different about you?
Oh my God. You know what? It's probably been in the last 10 years. No, I shouldn't say that. I've always known there's been something different, always. But I had no idea what it was. No idea. until later in life. And like I said, after my mom died, and then I saw my grandfather take her to the spirit world. And then I nursed my mother-in-law when she was dying, and I saw her son and her mom come and wait for her. And they paced all night long waiting for her to cross over. And it was like, okay. So I definitely see more, hear more. And I've been nursing for 30 years. So it's like I would sit with many patients when they were done. I'm probably off topic now. Sorry, ADHD.
We'll go, no, don't worry. Yeah, I'm going to say yes, no worries.
Okay. So even through all the years of nursing, it's like I used to sit with people dying. They were always smiling, but I never knew why. And some of them passed so peaceful. Some were very tormented. And I just always knew I had favorite clients. And it's like, I'm probably off topic, but I'm just going to tell you. I remember one night shift. It's like, I'm very mischievous too. So I'm always doing something. So a night shift, I was working, and one of my favorite patients had died. And she was a Newfoundland lady that she sewed a lot in life. So she was used to fix the back of my uniform. So I'm walking down the hallway and walking to the room that is now occupied by men that were her room. And I felt her tugging on the back of my uniform. I'm like, okay, let me leave here. Like there was always something happening like that. And I just put it off to your imaginations, just keep on walking. But yeah, it wasn't until later in life that I realized I could connect to spirit. And that's why I always felt something else around me, is because they were always around.
Yes, they were always around. And you really didn't know that you were already connected, right?
No, I had no idea.
And I bet that there are so many people in that place, right, where they might be still scared, right? Like what people would say,
Absolutely.
they're gonna think that I'm crazy, or that's when it hits as well. I'm gonna go off topic as well a little bit, but it's where the cultural impact as well kind of like hits, because it's like, okay, I'm feeling this, but my religion is just telling me otherwise. And if I'm listening to this, then I need to go to the doctor, or I need to, or I'm going crazy, right? So where it's just part of it's just part of this, it's just part of humanness. And
I was never brought up in the church. Like I never went to, I might have went to Sunday school 3 times, but it wasn't until later in life when my kids were going with my my mother-in-law. Used to take them every Sunday, and when they wanted to get baptized, it's like, okay, well, maybe I'll get into it a little bit more. And so yeah, but it wasn't, religion never had an impact on me. It was I just was who I was.
Yeah, well, I did. I was raised in a Catholic environment, right? But the funny thing is that I think, for what I know, all my family, they have certain abilities. They have just shut it down because they are scared.
Absolutely.
And again, that cultural thing where they eat kids, and it's like, no, right? But my mom can see, she can see things as well, especially when something bad's going to happen,
right? And Catholics, they're some of the major like religions that don't, this is blasphemy, right?
Yes. And now she's Christian, that she turned to Christian. So as well, it's just a lot of things as well that for her is like, no way, like this is not, no. And the funny thing, like I say, is that a lot of things happened in that house spiritually, like a lot of things moving, to my mom happened things, to my grandparents happened things, to me, to all of the people were there. So we were, I don't really know. And you know what, when you say about, moving stuff, I have an aunt as well that she says that she had to just shut it down because she was afraid of it, because she was able to move stuff.
Wow, that is so cool. So, it's funny talking about family. So my dad's 92. I've been doing readings for 9 years, 9 years. He started telling me stories last year about year before, his grandmother was a tea leaf reader. that people used to come from all around.
Wow.
And then I found out his mother was a tea leaf reader, and that stuff would happen with him. He had an aunt that people came from all around to see because she was the witch back in the country. So it's like I started learning more that something, my connection pretty much comes from my dad's lineage, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So
it's the same
cool.
with me, because for example, my grandparents, they had a horrible accident when I was 11, and I was always around them. I was always traveling with them, and that night he decided not to take me.
Oh wow.
And I was always really mad at him because he didn't take me, and then when he came back, that's when the accident happened. So wow. One person died. My grandparents were almost dying. It was like a horrible situation. And I think after when my grandpa was about like maybe a year after he passed, he said to my aunt that he saw the accident.
Oh wow, and that's why you didn't go.
He saw, yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
If he would have allowed me to go with them, I would have been dead.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy, right?
Yes.
I believe that, like divine intervention. We all have spirit teams, and I'm thinking they intervene when they have to, right?
Yes, so yes.
That is so cool.
And the funny thing is that my aunt saw the same thing. So for so many years, she felt really bad because she didn't say anything, and they had the accident. So my grandpa said, don't worry, I did see it. Yes. Like, let that go. I see it, and I decided to see if I was able to go around it. Wow. Because I already I saw that. So I thought that was...
Isn't that amazing, right? Yes. It's like spirits make themselves known when they're supposed to.
It is. So you told me, I remember in the first interview or pre-interview that we had, that you kind of like shut this down for a bit, right? Why did you decide to shut it? And
fear.
Out of fear.
Yeah, out of fear. And I think, I'm not exactly sure where. I think I was terrified of the dark for the longest time. Okay. And fear of the unknown, right? Fear of what is it, like all of that. But yeah, and then once you become spiritually awakened, it's like if you can let go of fear, it opens so many doors. Yes. So many. Yeah. I used to be afraid to be possessed. Oh, really? That was my biggest fear, is to be possessed. And I don't know if it's from past life connections. All of it.
It can, right?
Absolutely.
I've seen so many past regression podcasts where they kind of like say where you are afraid of certain things because you didn't have anything in this life. It's because you had something in one of those lives, right? Yeah. So you could have, like you say, that you could have had that. So when did you decide? That's when when you decided to give it a try again, and when was that? When was?
How do I explain? So I didn't realize I was shutting anything down. I was just like, let me go to sleep. You're scaring me, type thing. I think I don't think I totally shut down. Okay, let me explain a little bit. So when you're born, everyone's connected to spirit, everybody. It's inevitable, whether you choose to stay connected or you choose to let it go because of the norms of life, right? So I think I was in a position, I let it go, that I didn't want to be afraid. I wanted to be normal, whatever normal was, and do my thing. So all through years, stuff would still happen. I would dream things before, like my parents were going away for a weekend. I was staying home alone. And my brother came I dreamt this first. My brother came to say, there's cops are looking for someone, a murderer or something at the top of the road, blah, blah, blah. And that was my dream, and I knew it was a lie. So it happened a month later. And when he came to say that, I'm like, I already dreamt that. So I know that's not true. And he just looked at me like I was crazy. But many things like that would happen through life. Or I would just have a sense of knowing sometimes, but not knowing why. So I don't think I totally closed the door, I think it just sort of dimmed until I was ready to embrace it, type thing. And then when I went into nursing, that's when it just kept going. Like I would have so many crazy experiences, like working in a nursing home. My very first night shift, I remember sitting at the desk. I was the only one on the floor. Everyone was on break, and I heard a cane coming up the hallway. I was like, "Oh, someone's coming," and I looked. Not a soul. Not a soul. It happened to me 10 times that night, and I had no idea why. I was like, "Okay, this is creepy as shit." So I hated night shift. And then there was one night, it was like someone whistled all night long. And the nurse beside me, I was like, "What is that whistling?" She goes, "That's a janitor. He died years ago, but every time he used to come up, he would whistle so we knew he was coming so he wouldn't scare us. So he whistles." So all night long, I would hear the whistler. It was like all kinds of stuff kept happening, and I still didn't understand it. Wow. I kind of knew there was a spirit thing, but I still didn't embrace it.
You didn't embrace it? No. Were you scared at that moment?
I hated being by myself on a night shift. Hated it because there was always something happening, always.
So going back again with that lady that she was your favorite patient. So, and when she died, you were still not...
No, not awakened. I didn't realize.
You didn't?
I didn't realize.
So do you think that she came back to...
I think she just come back to say goodbye.
Oh,
or
yes?
Thank you, maybe. Yeah. She was literally my favorite. I would have done anything for her.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. No, yeah. And I guess I remember making as well when I was in California in like 2 stages of my life. One of them were when I was doing my senior year there, and I had to do social hours, like, so I decided to go to the nursing home, and I had like one man and one woman, and they both died while I was there, and it was so... it's just not... I was just crying and crying, and I was able to... Yes, I was able to feel their pain. One of them, the man was World War II pilot.
Oh, wow.
So he would tell me about the stories about that, and it was every time he would say something about that, I would just... my heart would just not be able to actually...
Absolutely. And you're probably an empath, and we're feeling his
I
pain,
am.
right?
I am an empath. Yeah. Yes, I'm an empath. So I've always been able to feel more of what people sometimes is just... yeah.
And I was the same. I just didn't realize that I was an empath. It's like being at meetings, and all of a sudden I want to cry because someone is so sad beside me, and I didn't realize, right? So,
yes, you can feel really the pain, right?
Yeah.
It's very
overwhelming.
What did it feel like, when you started, thinking of, I'm going to do this, like, this is part of me, this is what I need to be doing in this life. When was that part when you decided to just... I'm just going to just listen because people is just trying to be here, right?
Fair enough. So I have to tie my journey to that space. So my mom had died, and I told you about seeing my grandfather. So then I started thinking, okay, I know there's more spirit stuff. So I had seen a lady that did tarot, and I'd never had a tarot before, but she was pretty bang on. So I was like, oh, that's really cool. That'd be really nice to learn. And she told me that day that someday I would work with her in one of her offices. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, she ended up dying. And then my mother-in-law had gotten sick. Oh, let me tell you about my mom really quick. When my mom died, me and my sister dreamt the exact same dream of our mom the exact same night.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then I realized, okay, she's letting us know she's made it to the other side, even though we worried. And so I knew. So after that, my mother-in-law, she was dying, and I kept hearing about Shawn Leonard. I'm like, okay. So after 3 different nurses told me about Shawn Leonard, I'm like, okay, I got to make an appointment with Shawn Leonard. So while my mother-in-law was dying, I booked an appointment with Shawn Leonard. Me and my friend were going to share it. So before she passed, I said about seeing her son and her mom. So my appointment came with Shawn Leonard. I'm like, holy shit. So everything we talked about going there, he brought up everything, names, people, like it was crazy. In that moment, I had said to my friend, I said, I need him to mentor me. I need him to be my mentor. I know I want to do what he does.
Yeah.
And it was like within a month or 2-3 weeks, I heard about his course, Spirit Talk and Tribe, and I joined it. And within 6 months, I was doing readings.
Wow.
Like I jumped ADHD. I don't jump in with one foot. I jump in with both feet. Yes, I can be wrong sometimes, but I just say what's coming. And yeah, so it was because of Shawn that I embraced my gifts. And I don't even say gifts. I feel honored to be able to connect to help people heal.
Yeah. I've see, one of the things, like I say, I think I've always been just as well, really empath, and I'm trying to share a little bit of what you're saying, because it kind of like inspired me, and a little bit of related there, or feel related a little bit, because I remember as well that I felt something. I would feel something, especially when I was in Mexico. I would feel like it was an earthquake, and 2 days after that there was an earthquake, right?
Wow.
So I knew that I was gonna be married to my ex-husband. I knew that I was going to meet someone, which it was this person. I still knew that I'm still gonna be with him. Like there's a lot of things, right? Like I've had I'm pretty sure I've had angels there when I've been in the streets, and they just come to me and saying things to me.
I love that.
Saying everything's gonna be okay, and then when I come, it's like no one's around.
I love that.
So when my granddad passed, we had a relationship really close. So when he died, he said goodbye to everyone, and I love you, and he was my groupie, because I sing, right? So he loved me when I sing I Will Always Love You. And so I'm like, hey, I want to give that to you, right? So they were all preparing him to put him into that stage so he could just go. They don't have euthanasia there, but so he, like 2 days after that, he passed. So he didn't say bye to me. He didn't say I love you. He didn't say anything to me. And when I learned that he did that to the rest of the family, I was really sad. I was crying and crying, right? And so after that day, that right that night, he came into my dreams and he said, Juja, I'm here. I love you. He said, I love you. Yes, he said, I love you. I couldn't say I love you, right? Sorry if I cried. But he said, I'm sorry, I couldn't say I love you. I just, like, it was more like he couldn't say goodbye to me, to that person.
But he knew you were open enough, he could come to your dreams, right?
Yes. So, yes, those kind of things as well. It kind of like makes me know that I'm a little bit of that, on that side of awakening.
Absolutely. And everybody is, if they would just embrace it.
I know.
You know, you were saying about feeling angels around you.
Yeah.
I've had moments in life where I suffered with such depression. I thought I was done with this life a few times. I felt a hug from the inside out. It was like I had no idea what it was, but I knew it was a higher power saying, we got you, and you're going to get through this.
Yes.
So, yeah.
The other day I was here, and I started. I connect a lot with music. That's how I connect with myself. And I literally felt all my family up there.
Oh, it's amazing.
Hugging.
I love that.
I felt my grandparents. I felt their siblings, my great grandma. I felt them all.
That's
like
amazing.
saying to me, "You're gonna be okay."
Yep.
And I'm like, wow. I think I've never felt like this before, and it was amazing. It's in this house I've been feeling so many things with that, and I'm so grateful about that. So
that's so awesome. I love that story. It's like I love listening to people with these stories. It's like
yes,
there's so many more that have them. They just have to realize
yes,
that they're connected to.
yes.
Oh, amazing.
I know that I've seen and I keep seeing people around it, and I listen to podcasts, and I kind of like start listening to people that it's already awakened, and it makes me feel so nice, and it's so beautiful, and I hope that humanity are more open to feel that, because the point when we get to that point, this is going to be amazing. So because we come here to actually go through that experience, right? And we need to be able to learn when we're here, because that's what we are.
Absolutely.
And now I remember saying, no, I want to be a big singer. I want to be a director. I want to be and now I know that that's not my path.
But it could be part of it. You never know.
Yes, yes, but different.
Yes, absolutely.
I feel that it's different. I still feel that it's there.
Absolutely.
But it's not in the way I want it.
No. And I think even talking with you, I feel like you are also a healer, but you want to heal many people at the same time. So this podcast is pretty amazing.
It is. This is my intention, and I want to know. I want the people to know that this is my intention. Really, it's to have this awakening that we all have, because it's beautiful. We have it here. I want that people feel just the same. Like I say, we are here to have a different experience more than what we have been taught to.
Absolutely.
We are not here to be the great director. We are not here to have tons of money. We are not here. No, we are here to do more. We are here to understand what happened with our moms, have compassion, to know how to learn what happened with our parents, how they felt, because they were still human beings. What happened to all the people that it's out, behind us. And that's how we're going to understand so many things about us.
Absolutely.
And that's how we're going to be able to connect, right? So I feel that for me, it's really important not just to talk about spirituality, but we've talked right now about cultural, that how cultural expectation kind of like it makes us not fit when we fit, because we fit. It's just this matrix that we are in, right?
True. And you know what, when you find your tribe, you find your group, you fit in. There is no
yes.
It's funny because Shawn used to say we're all light beings having a human experience. It's like this body is just a wetsuit. It is just something to get you through this learning experience to the next.
Yes. Yeah. One day I was sitting, I think I mentioned it in one of the podcasts, but I was sitting one day in the beach. The beach is my favorite place ever.
Me too.
It's where I connect with my grandpa, with my family, with my grandpa more. But I was sitting there, and I was so worried about what I was going to do. Not money, like I've been struggling, right? And then I'm like, wow, I'm here. Like I'm learning to be in the moment and say, this is what I need to do. this right now, looking at the sea, talking to myself, really enjoying this time and say, thank you because I am experiencing this pain, because I'm experiencing this
Absolutely.
life, because this is what life is about.
Absolutely. And a lot of people that come into a spiritual awakening quickly, it's like have been through trauma after trauma after trauma, and then start healing. Because it's like we all go through it. I know I have in my life. I've struggled for a long time in my life with mental health, depression, all of that. And it wasn't until I sought help for my depression that I was learning to heal. I met a native lady that taught me smudging, meditation, clearing. Like there was so much. And my very first day with her, there was orbs everywhere. And I'm like, I have no idea what this is. And she's like, it's your ancestors, it's your family that have passed. Like they're all here supporting you. So it's like once you get to that point, it's like, okay, let's do this. Like let's figure out where I'm going.
Yes, and this is as well part of it. Part of what I want to bring to this is that connection that we have. Sorry, my ADHD a little bit went
Join
back.
The club.
Yes. So we were talking about your experience. Yes. So that mental, because we struggle so much with mental health, right?
Absolutely, most people do. Like
I think yesterday I was thinking, I think I've never felt so understanding how people is feeling, really, because I think I've always lived in my little bubble where everything is I think she wants to go out. Have puppies here. I need to go.
It's all good. Puppies come first. It's all good.
Puppies come first. So I understand, because I've always felt like I've always lived in my little bubble where it's all love and compassion and empathy and understanding.
Oh,
wow. And when I say something to people, it's like I'm not really putting a bad intention to it. It's just me seeing it as facts, more like in a compassion, more like trying to understand what people is feeling, going through. And now my experience through life, and I feel that I had to come to Canada for a reason, because here is where I have getting more my awareness and more my spirituality. And it's like, wow, I think I've never felt so much pain in my life, really seeing what people is going through with mental health. And I want to say that when people starts to really look into themselves, that's when everything's going to stop.
Absolutely. You have to heal yourself before you can help heal others, right?
Yes.
And it's funny, ADHD, which I'm the same. I think that most of us carry that deeper connection because of it. It's like we're all over the place sometimes, but we're quick to tell you stuff too, because it's just who we are. And once we heal, like when I saw her name was Fiery Jean, I absolutely love her and her partner Tennessee. Seeing them helped me heal so much that it opened me to more. And it was within a year I got to meet Shawn that it was like craziness. It just kept going. So I think what I want to say, sorry, ADHD, I'm all over the place too, but it's like once you heal inside and you heal yourself to that you're in a better headspace, you can help other people, but you're also creating space for spirit to come in to also help you figure out where to go and what to do.
Yes, so, because once you understand once you understand how it works, I think it's more easy to actually guide people where to
Absolutely.
go to, right? Because if you're lost too, that's where it's just a little bit hard to actually.
Yeah, you can't guide anybody else.
You can guide anybody else,
no.
right? Talking about mental health, you were mentioning about one time to leave your house with your kids. Is that okay if you want to share that?
Yeah, so that was a long time ago. So I was in an abusive relationship mentally more than anything, and he had flipped out one night, put many holes through a wall, and took off. And I packed up a little bag and a laundry basket, and I had a car carrier and a toddler. So we left in the middle of the night, and I think I actually am. I feel sorry for him, but now it's like I think that was the beginning of my journey. It's like being a single mom, working full time, dealing with my kids, staying with my parents because I was too afraid to be out on my own.
Yeah.
I kind of think that pushed me onto my path. I didn't realize it then because that was when I was in a space that I was in despair because I was like, what am I going to do? I had 2 little kids. And that was a time I remember the hug from the inside out saying, don't worry, we got you. And things kept falling into place. Like things would always work out the way they were supposed to. So
that was when you started having your awakening?
I don't know if I was awakening, but I was more aware of stuff, like just knowing that I was going to be okay and that
what did it make you? So it was that sense that someone was telling you.
Yeah, I was like, we got you. You're not alone. And even though, and let me tell you, my parents were huge. Like, I could not have gone through what I did without my mom and my dad, but more so, and my family, my sister. But I think that definitely helped me be more aware. And my son, who was only 2.5, almost 3 at the time, was seeing monsters at that time. So it was like, I had no idea about any of that until he got older and I got older and more aware. And I was like, okay, so he was seeing spirits that he thought were monsters back then. But yeah, no, I think that, sorry, back on topic, leaving that relationship definitely put me on my healing journey. Part of it. But I think
it was like the beginning, I guess.
Absolutely. And I suffer with depression from, so my oldest was 2, 3, so 20 years I suffered. No, it wasn't that long. 12 years suffered before I finally went for help.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long did it pass from, because you're mentioning that right now you're married right now, right?
I am now. So that was a long-term relationship. So I married my husband in 2006. And I'd been on my own for a couple of years before that. And within 6 months, we moved from the city to the country to be with them and a blended family. And it was actually good. My husband adopted my 2 boys. But it's funny because my oldest son went through all the stuff I did as a young child, hearing the voices. And even then, I didn't know what it was. I'm like, well, tell them to stop. Like it was stuff my mom had said. And he used to sleep on a cot at the end of our bed, or like he was terrified to leave our room or on an air mattress. He was terrified because he didn't want to go to sleep at night. He was terrified. So I started thinking back then, I was like, I wonder, I don't know, I don't get it. But anyway, as I healed and he healed, it's like, and now both my kids are very intuitive. My oldest one will talk about it, my youngest one will not. But my oldest one it can absolutely connect to spirit if he chooses.
Wow. Yeah. So basically you were with your husband when your youngest was having this monster experience, right?
No, so I was with his dad at the time. He used to say osters. So we always knew it was monsters. But we found out later that the house we had been living in, there had been a child molester living there. So I don't know if that's what he was seeing. And I didn't feel easy in the house. Yeah. I never felt comfortable there. And I knew I was not staying there for a long time.
So that person died there?
he did die there, and he had been charged many times with being a pedophile. So, yeah.
Wow.
So, and I knew it was creepy. I just didn't know why.
Yeah. That was that's that the heavy energy that you must have felt there when.
Yeah, it was terrible. But again, I didn't understand it.
And have you ever asked your son right now that he is how old is he right now?
He's 26. Actually, you know what? No, he's 27. No, I didn't, because I wasn't. Last night I was thinking about this interview, and it was like, that's when it started coming to me. I'm like, oh, I must ask him about that, because I bet you now he could put into words what he's seen then.
Yes, of course. Yes, it's so important. I've seen that it's so important sometimes to go back and re-evaluate what those things that happen, because once time has passed, you can see it differently, right? And you can understand more things.
Absolutely.
So you didn't understand what was really going on with him, because you didn't even really understand what was going on with you.
No.
So there was no way for you to actually help them.
No. And now it's like, when people tell me those stories, I'm like, it's always I tell them how to protect their children, and it's like how to make sure they're okay during those times. And it's like, either embrace it or squash it. It's up to you. But if you want them to continuously be connected to spirit, just set up boundaries, like crystals or conversations. Your intentions mean more than anything. So if you walked in your child's room and said, okay, I don't know who's here, but if you'd really stop scaring them, I'd really appreciate it. They do listen. It's just their spirit team or ancestors just checking in. So you do have control.
Yes. No, and I've seen more moms nowadays, in social media, TikTok, most likely, sharing the stories about their kids, right? That either they are talking about reincarnation, or they talking about that they're seeing things, or that they can understand more. Or there's this girl talking about that she used to be another, not human, but extraterrestrial, right? Like they're kind of like, it's just part of another past regression life, that they're more aware. And moms are more open to actually listen to that, right?
Absolutely.
I remember my mom saying to me, when what I said about the stairs, saying to me, no, nothing, no. And that's a way of
dismissing it. Absolutely.
That's when mental health starts to get into the way, right? Where it's like, my mom is not listening to me. My mom is not understanding. I'm afraid I don't have anyone to actually, turn to say these things. And that was so common back then, right? And I really hope that this change. And if you have any story, please comment put in the comments, and I would love to hear. And as well, share your stories. That'd be so interesting, because we need to be aware that these things happen, and this missing is just
absolutely
not the way.
I think parents are becoming more aware. I seen a young girl last week, someone that my stepdaughter was babysitting, and she was telling me about seeing a spirit in her room. And I don't even know where the conversation started, but she started telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, that is so cool. And it's like, were you scared? Like, she's like, no, my mom was, but I wasn't. I'm like, that is so cool. And then I'm like, who do you think it was? Like, embracing it. And obviously her mother embraces it, that she talked so open about it, which was really cool. I loved that.
I know. I love that too. I remember my girl, when she was, I don't know, like 8 months, she would be in her crib standing up and pointing at something, and I'm like, no, she's seen something. And my ex-husband, he would be like, no. I'm like, no, yes, like I would believe her. And I would just, and she would just cry and things like that, right? And So both my kids are really sensitive as well. And my youngest, one time we were here, and he's like, "Mom, I can't sleep." I'm like, "Why?" There are two men. There are two men in front of the like right in front of the bed, and they're talking. They're sitting talking.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, "Okay, that's interesting." I'm like, "So what are you saying to them?" He's like, "No, I can't even understand what they're saying, Mom. I just listening to them." But he's like, "Blah, blah, blah," like I hear him mumbling, but
That is so
I
cool.
can't listen. And I'm like, "So they're not interacting with you? They're not saying anything?" No, they just don't let me sleep. So that
funny.
happened
Yes.
for a month, and he would be like, he's still kind of like scared about it. I'm like, "No, don't worry about it. Like, just just say that you're not ready right now, or
Absolutely.
just say that, or just say hi. There's some things that sometimes I feel that they're my grandparents, and I'm like, don't worry, it's just grandpa and grandma.
Absolutely.
They're not doing anything. They're just taking care of us." So we talk about a lot of those things. So
that is so cool. And I think it's so important to talk to kids about it when they're in those moments now.
Yes.
I wish I had hindsight back then, but now it's like,
but now it's
it.
your moment, right? And I wanted to ask you, like, coming back to your husband right now, how does he, how does he feel about?
It's taken a while.
It's taken a while,
but he's now building my shop, which is almost finished.
Wow.
So I have my own little spirit space that I'm going to be able to do all my stuff, because I'm a Reiki master, human design reader, Akashic record reader, and psychic medium. So I tap into everything.
Wow.
So now I have a space for it.
Sorry, when we're done, I'd like you to share all your socials, so we can put it here as well.
Okay, no, I don't
I'll
have a
put
whole
your
lot.
socials here.
I don't have a whole lot, but yeah, I think he was intimidated because it pulled me away from him for a bit. It's like figuring out who I was. I didn't know if we were going to survive our relationship because I was on a different path than he was, and more spiritually and more accepting of things. And I didn't let small stuff sweat it. Like, it was just letting stupid stuff go. So I think through time, so it's been 8 years, I think he's learned. It's like, now he's like, "Do you know what happened today?" Like, he'll tell me stories, right? And I think
So he's open up more.
Yeah, and him meeting Shawn too. It's like Shawn had told him some stuff that there is no way anybody else would have known. So I think that also helped him become more aware and accepting of what I do. And now he does embrace it. Has his moments, but for the most part, even my friends, I have some great friends that
they still are not accept.
No, that, you know what? I'm only surrounded by people that compliment who I am. It's like they all accept me for who I am. But we go to the races all the time, and one of the girls, it's like, "Oh, the voodoo queen is here," is what she calls me. It's just in fun, but it's like, she'll always, "Oh, what do you think of that?" Like, always ask questions.
But one thing is like, when you embrace that thing, and it's, you see the not the funny, just the beauty of it, and you're able to make a joke out of it, because it's just what it is, and it's just beauty, and you can it's so nice when you can do that, right? But so it's nice that your husband right now is actually trying to get you in, and he's into that path. It's just another way, I guess, maybe to bring another soul into that, in a different way, with more in a relationship, in a partnership, and it's so nice.
Absolutely.
Joe, he's spiritual. I would have loved that he would have been here. He's as well a really spiritual guy. So that I like that about him, that I'm able to talk about all of this with no problem whatsoever.
Absolutely.
And he has his own thing, so I understand, and it's really nice. And I feel really sad whenever I want to try, or try to share something with my ex-husband, and I see that he's still not in that. He's still sleeping
Yeah, and some people will never awaken
will
to
never
it.
awaken.
They never will.
Yes.
You know, it's funny because I worked in a hospital nursing home hospital for the last 30 years of life. And even once I became more spiritually awake and started doing reading, I had a doctor say, can you go and talk to that patient in the room down the hall and just let me know, like, do you think there's really some spirits there, or do you think she needs to go for a test? And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, oh, there's definitely spirits there. I mean, they still send for the test because spiritual, you can't put it on paper. You can't see it. So it's like they still, you know, I wish that the medical profession would connect with the spiritual because honestly, there's so much of a connection there. But just that doctor saying that to me, it was like, okay, I'm making them think type thing, right? Yes. So same as all the people I worked with, when I started doing readings, I practiced on everyone I worked with. Yeah. I read everybody, and you know, they were so great. Yeah. To let me do it too. The most amazing staff ever when I worked there. And they literally would ask questions. They would embrace it. They would love to hear it. So I think
so you still, sorry I interrupted you. So you were still you're not working currently there?
No, I'm waiting to go back to work right now just because I had 2 injuries, so I can't floor nurse ever again. So okay. But I'm thinking I'm going back. I'm not sure yet. I'm pretty sure I am going back.
Okay. Yeah. But while you were already, have you had that experience now that you're awakened while you were there? So you were,
oh my goodness, listen, I used to, when we had palliative patients, I'd walk past the chapel and there would always be a woman sitting on the side of a coach dressed in a flower dress and a big hat, back from like maybe 1900s, early 1900s. So I always knew somebody was going to die, always, when I saw her. So
she was the one that kind of like
yeah, it was like the angel of death type thing. And it's funny because my mom had seen her before she died. Wow. Yeah, so that was a really cool connection. So I would see her, and then I remember walking into patients' rooms singing the craziest songs, not knowing why. And I'd say, does that song mean something? They're like, my son used to sing it before he died. So there was always reasons when I would say stuff when I walked in a room. And I remember having a patient who was terrified to die. They weren't actively dying, but just sitting having a conversation with them. It's like I would never push any of this onto anyone. I would just say, are you open for a conversation? And we would have the greatest conversations. And being able to tell them who was there before they passed was amazing. That gave them peace before they passed. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So do you have another experience that you might want to share with us? Like I wonder how, if you were able to talk to them, or like some experience that you might have had once that you already knew that what you were doing.
Fair enough. So I became a Reiki master many years ago, and I remember coming to work one day, and the nurses were talking about this patient that would not take any medication until they checked in with their body first. I'm like, oh, they do Reiki. Oh my God, let me go chat with them. And going down chatting, and it was like, once we got talking and I realized they were also a Reiki master for many years, we made a great connection that I understood why they had to wait and check into their body, and like accepting of that. And they used to wait for me to come for like if they needed anything done or with that, because it's like they just wanted to wait to see what I said too. So and I remember before he passed, I worked on him with Reiki because he'd been a Reiki master for so long and did so much healing, but he still had fear, which I was so grateful that I got to do Reiki with him before he crossed. So it was pretty amazing.
Wow. Yeah. Have you ever had an experience where there are spirits that they want to tell you something, that they want to desperately need your help or something like that?
So I've had, and I have had those experiences. I do not like reaching out to people, but if I'm pushed to the point, I will. There was one I'll never forget, I had been sick and I was like, no, I'm not reaching out to your dad. I can't do it. And then I was like, it was someone who had been missing. And I thought, no, I can't do that. I don't want to get into that. Anyway, this person would not leave me alone until I finally, and I said, okay, if his post pops up when I open Facebook, then I'll send him a message. Sure enough. I'm like, shit. Anyway, so I did. I wrote this long letter. I'm like, I'm not searching for your son, but this is what I need to pass on because he won't leave me alone until I do. And when I did, and I sent it to him. So 2 days later, again, I felt the spirit come in, and he's like, message my dad. I'm like, no, I'm not. I sent him a message. I'm not doing it again. I'm like, if he messages me back within the next 5 minutes, then I'll engage with him. Well, he messaged me back within 5 minutes. So it was like, I did a connection. I was not searching for this person, but I did give him messages from his son that it could only have come from his son. So it's like giving him hope. And I'm always terrified of false hope. So that was a big one. And I knew his son was already passed. So giving him messages from his son that only he would know was huge. And
so he knew that his son was already dead, or he was missing?
His son had been missing for almost a year. He knew he was passed, but he didn't know.
Like he didn't have that piece.
They hadn't found his son at that point. And I kept hearing the song, I'm coming home. So and again I said to him, take this with a grain of salt. I don't want to give you false hope, but I do feel like you're going to find him very soon. Please don't ever go alone. And sure enough, he was found, and they did get closure, so that was good. Yes, but it was like closure. That spirit wouldn't leave me alone until I finally messaged his dad. And again, it's not something I do because what if I am wrong? Yes, I would never want to give someone false hope. Yes.
Now that you mention about when you mention about you starting pulling cards and other people, I relate a little bit about you because I do have as well my card of decks. Yeah. I kind of like try to do readings for me. I've done readings for my friends, and I said to them, I don't know, I'm still learning, right? And yep. It turns out that I was right. Yeah. And it's like, okay. And it has happened the same to me when it's like, no, I don't want to give this, I don't want it. And it's like, if I see, just like if I'm asking for a sign just like you, that happens to me as well. Absolutely. And so I just try to just go with signs and Absolutely. Say if it's meant to be for me to actually communicate it, I will do it, right?
And that's the intention I set, because when I go out in public, it's like I do not want to connect to people unless there's something important they need. Then I will connect, which I do not do very often. And I remember being at a store not too long ago, and I'm like, I don't know if you believe in spirit stuff, but I got to tell you. And it was like they needed to hear from that person that day. So, but usually I try not to do that.
Yes. So tell me a little bit more about your relationship with Shawn.
Shawn's he's my mentor. He's so amazing. I highly recommend him if you're looking for a spiritual journey. Love him dearly. His wife is a good friend of mine, which I do enjoy spending time with. And yeah, he's amazing. I'm telling you, he helped me get through fear. That was my biggest obstacle in life, was fear. And I am not one to do paranormal investigations. I'm not one to do seances, but I've come to learn that it's okay to do them because of Shawn. So I'm so grateful to him. He's been a friend, a mentor, and again, I'm just so grateful for his teachings.
So when you met him, I think you mentioned where in your life you were when you met him. But share us a little bit more. Is that okay?
I got to tell you something funny. So I had a reading with Shawn with my friend. Then I joined his tribe. And before the course started, he lives like 15 minutes from me. I ran into him a few different places, and I'm like, finally, that's when I started saying, okay, I hear you guys. I'm on the right path, because there's no way I would keep meeting up with him if there wasn't a reason for it, right? So, yeah, it was amazing. And then it was like, again, and I met, oh my God, I've met the most amazing people. Like, I have friends that I met through Shawn's tribe that are my sisters. They're my family, like his wife and Jasmine and Vanessa and Elaine and Kelly. Like, I'm so grateful for them in my life.
Is that those family that have out of
my God. We literally can talk about everything and anything spiritual. It could be UFOs, like anything. And it's like, we just click. There's no judgment. Can I be part of those conversations? Oh my goodness. Well, if anyone knows Shawn, he's big into the UFO stuff too. And it's like, we all love that stuff. I love those stuff.
I love it. I have this podcast that I follow it's in Spanish, and he has this amazing. He's really amazing with the fact that he research and he goes like he's not a journalist, but he's like a journalist, and he's really good, and he gets facts and he questions certain things, and he's like, but is it? But it's not, and he's like, wow, right? All the things that I've been learning, and then again, Dolores Cannon, and then again,
absolutely,
Joe Dispenza. I love that.
Yeah, all of them.
And then I like as well. Well, I like Mel Robbins, but she's not in that realm. But it's a little bit on the mental health, kind of like a little bit linked. For me, it's linked, right?
Absolutely.
But there's another guy. He is I can't remember his name right now, but as well, he is an amazing guy. He goes to Egypt. He questions a lot of things as well about the pyramids and all the tunnels that they're under.
There's the so much more.
Me being Mexican, I know that there is one in Teotihuacan. Well, I know that there is a lot of caves in all of the pyramids. So I mean, there's those things.
There's more that we don't even know yet.
Oh my gosh, no. And like I say, with that guy, I've learned so many things. I've learned with some other stuff as well, but he's amazing. And
so much.
It's so much that people would love, that people can like start to actually open up, because there's more than this. Like this is nothing.
Absolutely. So I gotta tell you really quickly about so astral traveling. So I remember one night, it was after I was doing Shawn's course, and the snowbirds, the ones that perform with the in Canada for the air shows.
Oh yeah.
So I remember being in space, and it's like a track in space. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm walking, and there's people walking, there's ETs walking.
That's an astral.
Yeah. And then I seen this man come out of nowheres, and he's tucking in his shirt and he's walking, and this other man says, "We have to go now," and he goes, "No." He was talking to me. He goes, "I want to talk to her for a little bit longer." And the guy goes, no, we have to leave now. And it was like, bye. And I didn't remember the conversation, but the next day, one of the snowbirds had crashed. Wow. So it was like, okay, like, was that connected? Like, what was that? So there's so much more that we don't even understand.
So much more that we don't understand. I think we have it all inside us. It's just we don't want to understand it because of all this fear based on all of the patterns that we have been for so many centuries, right?
It's conditioning. It's conditioning, whether it was through the church or environment, whatever. But it's
conditioning. It's really conditioning, and it's just, it needs to stop. It needs. Okay, talking about Shawn and the all the UFO things and things like that. Have you heard about the E-Atlas?
Yes.
Oh my
Actually, it's been a conversation between me and a friend lately.
Yes.
It's there's something. We're not alone. It's like I love like the unknown stuff too. So RH negative blood, I'm huge. Like been reading up on that stuff because they think it comes from alien blood because
it
is. There's no explanation for it. So now it's like when I meet people who are awakened, it's like I do have those conversations. So it's like, it's the nurse to me probably, but it's like, so what's your blood type? Just out of curiosity, because there's so much.
Yes, yes. And I was not prepared to talk about this, so otherwise I would have brought the names of these scientists that his name is Fepo, the podcast guy that I listen in Spanish. But he has mentioned these scientists that they are studying and following the track of this e-atlas, and definitely there is like no other option, but it is a UFO.
Absolutely.
Like there is no the way that the path it comes, the way it moves. It's more like it's not like a meteor that it just goes, right. Absolutely. It moves, it changes the trajectory. There's a lot of things scientifically based. Please listen, scientifically based, that it's a UFO.
Absolutely. And so I think with all the craziness in the world right now, I think that more is coming. There's so much more. That's one thing being traced. What about when you're sitting at nighttime and there is no explanation why that thing's flying back and forth, right?
Yes,
like there's so much more.
Yes. And for example, one of the things that they were saying is that it stopped. It stopped. I think it stopped in Mars or in Jupiter. I don't know in these two planets. So a meteor, it's not going to stop.
No,
it is not going to stop.
Absolutely
like
not.
The trajectory has been studied scientifically, so it's not. There's no way. Like I totally believe in this. I've heard in so many other podcasts and people that they are, I am so into this that there is some other just like persons like you that they're more open into this realm. And they're saying no, it's because they are bringing something. Like we need to be prepared, right?
Absolutely.
Like there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just another way that we're going to learn. This is another chapter of humanity.
I agree.
It's another chapter of humanity that we need to be prepared for without any fear, because it's something that it's going to benefit us.
Absolutely.
Obviously, it's an uncertainty that we don't know what it is, because it's something that we don't know. We're not used to this. Another one that has talked about this as well is Bashar.
Bashar, I love Bashar. Yes,
Bashar, I love Bashar as well, and all the things that Bashar has said as well in terms of not being afraid, like that they're going to be here around us, and they're going to be, getting in the planet, so we can start. I think he's mentioned something that they're going to stay there in the sea, like. Maybe. Really close by the sea.
I think they've been walking among us for years, and we don't even realize it. So
of course.
I think we're already integrated. We just don't realize.
We don't realize. No, I know. But people, I'm mentioning this because this is just going to be more out there, right? Like
absolute
more
proof. It's physical proof, right?
Yes, because it's energy. We don't see energy, right?
Absolutely.
We don't see how it goes, the energy towards the lamp, right?
Nope.
But that doesn't mean that it's not there.
Absolutely.
We can see it, right? So people need to
much.
start to understand and be more open to the fact that we are more than that, and that not because you can't see it means it's not real.
Absolutely.
That yes,
absolutely.
And you can still feel it, right? You can still feel it, even though if you don't see it, but you can still feel it. So don't. There's nothing to be afraid of.
I agree. I love the fact that men are becoming more aware. I not very often will men connect with spirit males. Stuff. Yeah. And I've been doing a lot of readings with men lately, and it's like I love that they're open to the idea. Yes. So. And I know I leave them with a lot to think about.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes, definitely. Oh my God, Joe, you're missing this.
There's so much more.
He's missing this. So do you want to share more about what you guys like? I want to know. I'm even thinking maybe if I can. Uh, I'd like to have a mentor. So if you guys can, like, I'd love to be. If you guys want to be my mentors, but
I gotta tell you, Shawn's my mentor. It's like he has a course called Spirit Talker Tribe, which he walks you through it. It's like a process. It's like prayers and spirituality and connecting to the other side and protecting your energy, like all kinds of different stuff. So can I mentor you in ways to help you when you have questions? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I don't know if I'm ready to be a mentor yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
No, that's
But fine. I'd be happy to be like, if you had questions, it's like I'm always there to help people answer questions or figure stuff out like that. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'd be a good mentor. I don't know. That's my worry.
You'll get there. I guess you'll get there when it's when
For sure.
I understand what you're saying, when you're not prepared, even though you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's not the same when you are developing and you're into yourself.
Absolutely.
And you know yourself and everything, and until you don't really get to.
Yeah. And ADHD, I'm all over the place. So it's like a little bit, if you need more focus and more structure, I'm thinking Shawn's really good.
Yeah. Well, you know what? One of the things that I've been trying to think about, I'm questioning myself, and with all this neurodivergency, because ADHD it's part of being a neurodivergent, and I've always thought, and one time I was questioning the fact that, for example, people that has schizophrenia, but is it really schizophrenia?
For sure. And that's a fine line, right? It's like chemical imbalance and hearing voices. Like it is a fine line, and I would never take. It's like if someone needs medication and it's true, like I would never ever
not to.
No.
But one thing is having that in your body, because your body, it's the body, it's the vessel, right? It's there.
Absolutely.
All I'm trying to say with this is that we are all wired in different ways.
Absolutely.
Maybe the schizophrenia needs that medicine to regulate it, right?
Do they hear spirits? Maybe, absolutely. And I would never discount that, but hearing spirits don't tell you to do bad things, right? Even a negative spirit, it's like they're going to make you more afraid than they're going to make you do bad things, right? So it's like that, it's such a fine line, right? That's my.
So funny that you say this. Yesterday I was listening to this guy I was telling you, and this girl, she is a person that prepares the body once they're gone. And she mentioned that she had a lot of, she loves that, and she has that connection with the people that, help them to pass. And sometimes she actually, when she's preparing the body, she says that she helps them, or, but she mentioned one that she wanted her to jump in the window, like through the window.
Oh,
she said that she knew that when he was alive, he was not a good person, and he was saying to calm down, that he needed to escape and through the window. And in her dream, she was saying, no, this guy was not good news when he was alive, so maybe he's trying to, I'm not going to follow what he's saying. And when she was able to wake up, she was right there in the window, standing. She was about to throw herself, because
wow.
So what does what would that, what would you think would that,
I don't know. I mean,
entity,
spirits are pretty strong. I mean, is it possible that they can push you to that? Absolutely, depending on that. And you know what? Nasty people, they still carry that energy to the other side. It's like, but can they make you do something you don't want to do? I don't know. Like I still have questions that I'm learning.
I have a lot of questions around that situation, because I remember saying, for example, I'm guessing again, Dolores Cannon. in one of the books that she's explained about reincarnation, when people come, and make bad decisions like killing people or things like that, they come back, trying to get that karma and change it to a better karma, and they come back as a person that needs to take care of the husband or the kid, or somehow. And sometimes when they have like serial killers that maybe they can come and do something that they need to be able to help certain people, or even with those people they come back, right, in some way. But as well, she was explaining that when that soul is into that energy, that really heavy energy, they put them in another place to,
when they cross over, you mean?
Yes.
So I think this is my belief, I feel like when you die, everybody has to do a life review, right? So it's like whether you've been good or you've been like evil, so to say, everyone has to do a life review. So you feel the pain and hurt you've caused others, right? People that commit murder or like serial killers or anything like that, I think they take longer to go through that life review in that healing space. I still feel that everybody crosses too light, no matter what you do.
Yes.
And it's like, if you reincarnate and decide to come back, you have life lessons from previous lives that you have to learn. I don't know what they are. I just know that everybody gets chances to make things right, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's when I question a little bit of this, because it's like, okay, you come back. I know that it's again mentioning again Dolores Cannon, because I don't have any other source to actually understand this, but for me it makes sense when she mentioned about coming back to the life, or when you're ending that life with that vessel. It's not that they're there, right? They're there for you, and they give you all of your life, all of what you did, and you are the one that is judging yourself, not them. It's you, the one that you decide whether you want to come back or not. But where is that line? Like, for example, what I mentioned about this, is it an entity, or is it maybe that they're souls that they just don't want to cross over?
Yeah, so in my head I'm thinking about earthbound spirits. So there are spirits that get stuck here, whether it's because of how they died, not realizing they died, or just not wanting to cross over. I've had experiences that I was terrified to go home because I knew there was a spirit in my house, because we had been to a graveyard, me and Vanessa and her mom, Shirley, with a K2 meter, and we picked up something that night. And when I went home, I knew there was something in my house. Didn't know what it was, but knew I was terrified. And I had smudged it like Shawn had taught, but it was like, I was terrified. So this one morning, I literally was so scared. I'm like cursing and swearing. I was so angry. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you are, but you gotta get out of my house, and right fucking now. And I called Shawn, and Shawn's like, just smudge the house, Anne, it's fine. But so anyway, I smudged that much smoke you couldn't breathe in my house. And then I cursed and swore. I said, and make sure you're gone when I come back. And when I came back, it was like calmness in my house. And that night, and I was terrified to sleep for 2 nights. That night, I watched my guides walk back and forth in the hallway, protecting my space. I knew I was safe, and that's only happened a couple times that I had, and I instantly know if there's earthbound.
Why were you scared?
Because it was an angry presence. It was a presence that made me uneasy. I could see him out of my mind's eye, but I didn't know who he was, and I knew he was there to scare me. And I'm pretty sure it was like a learning experience. Don't mess around in graveyards unless you're ready to cross over spirits. This was at the beginning when I first started Shawn's course. Okay. So now it's like I know if there's an earthbound spirit, because I turn ice cold. That's how I know there's a spirit around. Literally, I will get my stuff out, I will smudge, and I will pray and help them cross over.
Well,
so it's like
I feel cold right now.
Oh, really? Yeah, actually, I felt cold when I came in, but I don't feel a spirit because it's usually my back that gets ice cold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like right now when you say this,
Yeah, I know
start
I'm feeling cold
more
too.
cold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so now that you are more used to this, more
Aware.
aware,
Yeah.
yes. How you would have deal with that situation?
Now?
With that, yes.
If it happened now?
Yeah.
It's happened. It's happened
Oh,
since.
it has
If I
happened.
have a client come in, it's like I instantly know if there's a spirit stuck to them. Usually it's nurses or someone that works with the public, but I will smudge them. I will smudge my space, but I also will call in my spirit team to help me cross them over.
So you don't oh, okay, so you do help them all, but you don't know the reason why are
No,
they?
not always. Not always. Sometimes they don't know why they're still stuck here. And it's just literally helping them cross over.
So they were saying that it takes like 3 months kind of like for them to actually
cross over?
No, kind of like knowing what's going on, I guess, that
really?
maybe the people
I don't know about that. I know when people die, they cross over instantly. Their family is waiting for them.
Yeah.
It's like they cross to the spirit world. Time is not the same. So they can come back like instantly to visit. But yeah, as for 3 months, I don't know. I think if you're earthbound, you're earthbound. You know, you pretty much know you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
I think there's still so much to learn that everybody's perception is different. So I just go by what I feel.
Yes. Hi, this has been amazing. We still need to do another one.
Yes, for sure.
I think we're going a little bit over the time, but I please share your socials, so what do you do, and so they know.
Fair enough. The only social I have is Facebook, which is Psychic Medium Anne Bennet. I do have Instagram, but I don't do a lot of social media. Mine is all word of mouth. I'm working on a website, so that'll be up soon. And I just finished a chapter for a book by Dina Morass. Morass. Sorry, I'm killing her last name, but Divine Rebirth is what it's going to be called. So yeah,
it's a book that you wrote.
I wrote a chapter in the book. Yeah, I'm very lucky because some of my spirit sisters have also wrote a chapter in the same book. So I'm very honored that I get to be a part of that with them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. So much to come.
I know. So next time, would it be okay if we talk more about astral travel?
Yeah, whatever.
That I'd like to see if we can talk more about what you learn more with Shawn, and you know what I want to know. What is your you mentioned that you have had or you've done the hunting.
Oh, paranormal stuff? I've gone with Shawn to some paranormal stuff, and it's like, holy shit, not my thing.
So what happened?
So we were at an old radar station in Sackville, and this was one of my first ones, and we trudged through the snow to get there. Like it was a long track. And it was creepy when we were there, but it wasn't nothing major. And Shawn records stuff all the time. So anyway, he caught a recording of it. They were saying summon the angels. Because I had said to him, there was a lot of really negative graffiti. I'm like, do you think they're warning us to go out? And he's like, oh, maybe. And then after I had said that, that's when it said summon the angels, which he had got on recording, which was really cool.
Wow.
That he has shared. I don't know if he shared it on his public page, but yeah, and I've gone on other paranormals that we ended up doing a seance at the house that it was actually really cool. Like, you know what? I think I've learned so much from Shawn, not just my own spirituality, but not being afraid of the dead. It's like they were people too, and you don't put up with nasty people, nor will you put up with a negative spirit, right? So, I highly recommend his course. Just saying.
Yes.
If you can tell, it's like I'm a fan.
I will be doing that at some point of my life. But I would love to do that. I'm a person that loves learning, especially these topics. I think they're the most important thing that you need to learn as of now.
Absolutely.
And well, we're here to give you a little bit of that information for you guys as well, and to start as well, maybe helping you to do the awakening in your own spirit world, in your one self, in your one self. And I hope that I see you guys here soon, and that you can come back and listen to the next episode with Annie Bennet here.
Anne.
And
It's just Anne.
Oh,
It's
Anne.
just Anne.
Anne. Okay.
A lot of people
sorry.
call me Annie, though.
Okay. Anne, sorry. I'm sorry
okay.
again.
Okay.
But I'm super happy that we're here, and we're going to have another episode with her. So please go subscribe on YouTube, or just listen to us on Spotify or all the platforms that you like to listen to your favorite podcast. And we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you, guys.